I'm Walter Carter with Masia de la Vinya Winery, here with our extraordinary winemaker, Justin Knight. Masia de la Vinya was recently awarded 2 awards for our award-winning wines, Orquestra and Cabernet Sauvignon 2022. And we're just happy to have Justin get him out of the cellar or in the barrel room to talk about the wines and what that means to him for us to win the awards we did in the New York International competition. Welcome in, Justin Knight. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thanks. All right, so talk to me. Cabernet Sauvignon 2022.
Yep.
Temecula Valley. Give me a rundown on it. What you thinking?
The Orquestra 2022 did 93 points, so we're extremely happy about that and proud. Right. The real belle of the ball here is the 2022 Cab Sauv, 96 points and a double gold.
Wow.
Yeah. The New York International also awarded Masia de la Vinya the Temecula Winery of the year.
Yeah.
So not only are we extremely proud of these 2 wines, but of course that recognition as well.
And that's huge, right? I think when we talk to guests and we get an opportunity to pour and display our wines, obviously the wine speaks for itself, but I think the way you display the wines, the hospitality that goes behind it, the ambiance, the patio, the view, I think when all those things, they culminate, come together, I think you get a really good product. And I would imagine that the wine's scoring so well, I think that has a lot to do with why we play so well. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a really proud moment for myself, just as kind of a validation point. I mean, I've always believed in our wines, and it's just nice having other people that believe in them as well. So we're really excited and happy about it.
And that's important too. We've talked about this before. Anytime you get an opportunity to put your wines in front of folks that aren't from this area, I would imagine not a lot of those people are people that frequent Temecula often. So it really is getting a true, I guess, more of a organic, real impression versus people that are just tasting them locally and going, oh, this is my favorite winery. Yeah.
Well, and not only that, to top on that, I mean, we get cellar palate. It's normal. We taste our wines every day.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Love our wines, but when someone that hasn't tasted your wines in the last year, or whatever, agrees that the wines are tasting really well and score it well, it means a little.
Such a good point.
Little extra,
Such a good point. And you develop a cellar palate. You start comparing wines to wines you taste often. It's just natural. I think it's a natural thing. So you're right. To get people that are tasting outside of that profile or palate, to get them to say, hey, that's a good wine, I think that it makes you feel good.
Yeah, and obviously there's a word attached to it, right? It's international.
Right.
So wines from
all over.
Yeah, throughout the world, we're there. And we did just as good as anyone. I think 96 was at least close to, if not the highest score that they give out.
Well, Justin, if that's the case, now let me, you seem kind of humble. I mean, that's a big deal.
I think I get what you're getting at. I mean, I'm not exactly one that's trying to just chase numbers.
Right.
I mean, it does validate how we feel about our product and we're happy about it, but at the end of the day, it's a labor of love.
Ooh.
And as long as we're producing something that we know that our customers really enjoy,
right?
The medals are secondary.
Yeah, that's true. Talk a little bit about your winemaking style, maybe the difference between the two, or what went into the winemaking style of these 2 wines.
The time frame that stands out the most is obviously harvest.
Yeah.
It's our first experience with the wine itself, and obviously the fruit comes first. It gives us a very small snapshot on what we might be able to achieve in the future. So that is always kind of the spot that ingrains into my memory.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many different processes that are involved that you've created this relationship with this wine, and now every time you revisit it, it's like, yeah, you've developed, but you're still the same person inside. You're still the same essence.
Right.
So that transformation between the first time you meet them to inevitably when you open the bottle, when it's been bottled, it's a really interesting journey.
Yeah.
And it's probably the one piece of the pie that, if you will, is the most satisfying.
Yeah. So let's talk about 2022. So this was, both of these wines are the vintage is 2022. A lot of times what I like to talk about in the tasting room is wine being a time capsule, right? Like I joke or tell people, I try to romanticize the fact that when you open a bottle, you're getting an opportunity to see what was going on in the vineyard in that year, that time. And I think that's one of the things I love about wine is that you can fall in love with a 2021, Cabernet or whatever. You come back in 2022 and that same varietal from the same vineyard, made by the same winemaker, can be completely different. And a lot of that has to do with Mother Nature and what she gives us to work with. Do you remember the harvest of 2022, the growing season? Is there something that really sticks out to you about that?
The 2022 season was really cold. The wines or the grapes at the time sat on the vine for a little bit longer than what is, I would say, average in Temecula. And now it's interesting that the last few years have kind of progressed in a similar way. 2023 was very similar. Last year there was a heat spike that kind of played around with it, but as a whole, Temecula seems to be, at least in the last few years, a little bit colder than one's perception might be. And the Cab Sauv, Temecula is not known for Bordeaux varietals, but it did extremely well versus any California Cab and others. So just like you said, the 2022, a snapshot of that year.
Yeah. Because I was telling people in the taste room that typically by October, really into September, October 1st, usually in Temecula, harvest is done, right? Usually for the most part, for the large majority.
Yeah.
In the years that I've been here, I remember 14 and 16, some of those years. And the last couple of years, I've seen you guys out there deep into October. I think it was, 22 or 23, you guys were out there deep. It was Halloween, I think.
Yeah, we were in November.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's unheard of, but over the last 10 years, it's definitely not the norm. I mean, like you said, 15, 16, those were abnormally hot.
Right.
Those were a little
extra
odd,
yeah.
But we're kind of moving in the other direction at this point. So something we're happy about, and it kind of gives us the chance to have a little bit lower alcoholic wines, let the grapes rather mature on the vines, get those nice phenolic compounds without having the sugar be way out of whack. So very mature wines that taste varietal essence, but the alcohol is lower than 14,
right,
which is something you typically want to see.
And I think that's one of the things I love with our staff, being able to take, and this is a credit to you, you can make really good wine, but then we also get the opportunity to talk to you about it, right? So now we're actually knowledgeable about the wines we're pouring. So then when we get a chance to do something guest facing, whether it's a Bites and Delights or a seated tasting or a tableside tasting, I love that our servers get an opportunity to take that knowledge they get from you and then pass that on to the guests. And so what you can find is guests almost have this, we call it fun-utainment, or right? So it's like fun and education, or fun entertainment, right? So they're getting knowledge, but they're having fun while it's happening. I've had so many people come here and learn things about our wine, or learn things about our vineyard, or even our region, Temecula Valley as a whole.
Yeah, well, I mean, wine is, for people that are just getting into it, it's a little intimidating. Without trying to sound pretentious or ignorant, you kind of want to know what you're talking about.
Right.
So I think having staff that's knowledgeable and that can guide you through a tasting in a way that makes sense,
right,
and is a path that you more or less need to be on for your palate, makes the whole difference. I mean, and if you're learning along the way, it's even better. Yeah,
that's one of the things I think our staff and just guests that I've spoken to over the years, they appreciate that about both Don's and Masia, but Masia, just the patio, the setting. I mean, our tagline is come for the wine, stay for the view. And so many times I go out on the patio and I'll see people, and the first thing I say is, what are you drinking? And I can't wait for them to come out and try these two award-winning wines. So what was it? You said 96 points for the
96 for the Cab and 93 for the blend, the Orquestra blend. And of course, who doesn't know, the Orquestra blend is Syrah and Mourvedre, 75% Syrah and 25% Mourvedre. Yeah,
these are phenomenal. We're sipping on both of these. I can't wait for guests to come out and try it. We'll feature these in our Bites and Delights experience. It's a tableside experience where we do a pairing. I cannot wait to get these on the menu and have people come out and really sit down and be guided through a tasting. Something I really love doing here at Masia. Justin, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for giving it to us. I appreciate the the knowledge. Anything else you want to add?
I think I'll just second what you said. I mean, I'm extremely excited for people to come out and try these new releases and just experience what 93 and 96 points will.
What it tastes like, right?
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you, man.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.